All right, everybody, we're back with a brand new Cabral HouseCall here in the weekend edition of the Cabral Concept, answering your questions every single weekend, nonstop. Every single week, we make sure we get these in because it is one of the most important things that I feel we do in our community is truly listen to your needs, what you're looking to have answered, and then, of course, answer these questions directly on the show. But you know, if you're an integrative health practitioner, there's always something going on inside of the IHP community. You can ask questions every day inside of the private Facebook groups. Every week, there's typically a new workshop or webinar. So again, if you were ever thinking about becoming a certified health coach, now is the time. The Integrative Health Practitioner Institute is the place to get that education for yourself to heal, for your family, and then, of course, go on to help others as well. All right, let's dive into today's show. Let's see what these questions are. I need to open up my Word document here the team put together. Let's see. Today is episode 3095, all labeled, ready to go. Appreciate the team. As you can see, I don't do any prep work for the show. What I want to do is answer your questions honestly, rawly, without having to go onto the internet and, search through my own previous podcasts and other research articles, and just give you a great place to get started based on now 25 years, almost 25 full-time years, which is amazing. Or maybe it has been. It's right around 25 years. And the other thing is just working now with over 250,000 clients and also having run over 500,000 labs. So we've got a lot of data. We know it works. We want to try to share that with you in an open source type of way. Let's dive in. Laura's up first. Laura says, hi, Dr. C. I'm wondering if you've heard of fermented fruits that are used in traditional Chinese medicine. It's done by an ancient recipe by the Tang family. They ferment prunes and some other fruits for 30 months, and then they contain prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, antioxidants, vitamins, flavonoids, and different essential and non-essential amino acids. Supposedly, it's amazing for our digestive health and subsequently the immune system. Other than that, I've been hearing a lot of how we can eat fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and others daily, but I remember hearing you once that they're not so good on a daily basis for everyone. Can you explain? Thank you. Yeah, happy to. So yes, I have heard about this, not just in TCM, but many cultures around the world ferment certain fruits and foods. And you just want to make sure it's from a reputable source. If not, you can get really, really sick. So just want to let you know that, meaning there's this fine line between rotten food and fermented veggies or fruit, right? So we just want to be careful with that. But don't disagree. They contain all the things that you just stated. Prebiotics, probiotics, enzymes to a degree. A lot of those enzymes start to be taken out because they're actually used to help to start to digest the fruit itself. Antioxidants, vitamins, all those good things. Yeah, no doubt about it, because fruit contains antioxidants, vitamins, and flavonoids, right? Okay, but let's talk about ones that people would have more access to and that are probably generally a little bit healthier. Sauerkraut, kimchi, you named. One of my favorites that I get made in Maine is called the Little Mermaid. It is shredded cabbage, shredded carrots. There's one more thing in there, and there is sea vegetables, so kelp. And I love that. And so I typically will have a couple scoops a week. Now, why would it not be good for everyone all the time? Well, some people are dealing with digestive issues, candida overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, and it can lead to more bloating, more gas. They need to do something like the CBO protocol first and then begin to rebuild their gut after they're done with that 12-week protocol. Other people suffer from allergies or histamine-based issues, and these can actually and do have higher levels of histamines. So it can give them hives, itchy eyes, hives, I did say, I kind of combined those two, and bloating and other gut issues from the histamines, okay? So that's why, there is no one thing for everyone, but over time, you just start with 1 teaspoon a day. Just a very small amount, very, very small, and then just work your way up, and it could be beneficial for many individuals. But when you hear about people eating an entire container or mason jar full of fermented vegetables, it's just unnecessary. If a little is good, not a lot necessarily is better. It's a supplement, and it can be a great supplement. All right. Scott's up next. Reishi Mushrooms. I purchased a supplement from a company I love, and it was just Reishi. I took one around 7 p.m., and by bedtime felt nice and sleepy. However, at 11:45, I woke up suddenly and felt like I had slept all night, and it had only been 2 hours. Plus, my heart felt as if it was pounding. I had a handful of almonds to calm it down, fell back to sleep around 4:30 a.m. This time I woke up and felt like I was almost in a haze. It was strange, but I did notice I felt less sore and stiff waking, which was great. So I'm a little scared of taking this again, but also curious as to why this happened. Would you stick with it? Just want a little feedback. Appreciate your time, and as always, excellent content. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Okay. So now to give you my disclaimer, I can't provide you with any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. Mushrooms are hit or miss with people. I will just tell you that. They are hit or miss. I couldn't do mushrooms. Let's talk about reishi, turkey tail, shiitake, maitake, lion's mane. Those are some of my favorites. We're going to be coming out with a new daily mushroom immune formula in the future. My favorite formula, we just had to stop offering it at Equilife because we couldn't source 2 of the mushrooms that we wanted appropriately. So we just took it off for now. We'll bring it back in about 6 months or so. But it absolutely phenomenal. It can be absolutely phenomenal. But I'll tell you, I couldn't use them for like 15 years from when I was like maybe 20 years old to early 30s. I don't know if it's exactly 15 years, but early 30s. And because I was still really imbalanced between Th2 and Th1 immunity for my immune system. I was still dealing with low-level histamine issues, cytokine issues, and just reactivity from whenever I put something in my body that was fungal-based, potentially mold, anything like that. Now, having said that, there are people with herpes or, again, I'm not giving you medical advice, cancer, other things that they're prone to, and use a good mushroom blend. Reishi is one of them. Turkey tail is another. Shiitake, maitake. Those are my top 4 for overall immunity and like least issue with the body. And then there are others as well that I love. But anyway, we'll just keep it at that. So you could have been dealing with, for sure, a histamine issue, for sure, an immune response, and this cortisol spike. The cortisol could have woke you up, the norepinephrine, the cortisol, heart rate's pounding, and you might have just felt less stiff only because you were producing more adrenaline and cortisol, which will help with that right away. It'll get rid of that stiffness and the soreness, but it can, come back the next day. So do I think that this was just the reishi? Maybe. I mean, who knows? Like, I can't say that this was it. Could have been something else. Could have been just a drop in blood sugar. Like maybe this had nothing to do with reishi. Or you had a drop in blood sugar from the reishi, which would be rare, but possible. And so I don't know. This could have been related to, like I said, another half a dozen different things. So that's my feedback. If there was no like health-based scare, then you might try it again. But that's up to you because I can't give you that type of advice. All right, Lauren's up next. Hello, I'm reaching out because I'm interested in a heavy metal detox, but I've seen Dr. Detoxing with chlorella and cilantro can be dangerous and ineffective because the binders are too weak to move the metals out of the body. And they're actually redistributed, reabsorbed throughout the body. He recommends something called DMSA, which requires a prescription, I think. I'm not sure what the risks with that are. Have you seen these claims? Can you respond? I believe heavy metal detoxes help many people, but I don't know what to make of these conflicting opinions, and I'm afraid to do the wrong thing. Yeah, unfortunately, here's the issue. When people have something else to offer or sell, and again, no disrespect, they will often talk negatively about the other thing that they're competing with. And I don't think that that's right at all. We have so much research, and so much data saying that chlorella and cilantro help to remove heavy metals from the body. It's been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine, followed up by traditional Chinese medicine 3,000 years ago, used in Native American medicine, used in the Amazon, and it's because they work. Not only do they work, Equilife is the largest functional medicine lab company using hair tissue mineral analysis called the Minerals and Metals Test, showing the before and after results of using a heavy metal detox. So, before someone jumps to a strong chelation-based IV, which can strip your body of other minerals, which is actually true, I would be cautious of that. Will we recommend that in some uses? Yes, only because there might be high levels of lead in certain individuals, which we want to remove as well. Now, We don't rely, though, on just chlorella or cilantro in the Equilife Heavy Metal Detox. We're using certain biofilm disruptors. We're using other specific binders to help move these out of the body. So I don't love the fear, putting fear of natural health in people. I believe in a rising tide lifts all boats. I don't think that we should do that. There's another individual that says the same thing. And yeah, it's just not true. Okay, Kelsey's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. How can I lower testosterone, reduce androgen production naturally? If I had to suggest 3 to 4 things to incorporate, what would they be? I'm already taking berberine, saw palmetto, and myo-inositol, drinking spearmint tea, and eliminated gluten and dairy and sugar. PCOS is stubborn, and my main symptom is cystic acne. Okay, so we've got, you need to lower testosterone, got it, and you're already doing berberine, saw palmetto, myo-inositol. Okay, so the berberine and the myo-inositol are gonna help with the glucose, blood sugar-based issues, so that's good. Saw palmetto is one specific DHT blocker. There's another product that I would use called Testo Quench. You can find that at stephencabral.com/shop. But then I would look as to why they might be elevated in the first place. You eliminated the gluten, dairy, and sugar, which is fantastic. I would look at not enough sleep. I would look at toxicity issues. I would look at certain inflammation. What else would I look at? I would look at high levels of cortisol. So if possible, I would run, so kind of come off everything for a week or so, and then run the stress, mood, and metabolism test. Now, I'm not recommending everybody come off everything when they run a stress, mood, and metabolism test, just for you, so we can kind of see a baseline of where your hormones are. We can look at your thyroid, testosterone, DHEA, estrogen, progesterone, vitamin D levels, cortisol throughout the day, insulin, and more. So that's at stephencabral.com. Well, everything is at stephencabral.com/shop, and then you can just use the search box. All right. So hopefully that is helpful, Kelsey. Testo Quench, if you're just looking to lower testosterone, but remember, everything has an underlying root cause, so I don't want to just supplement. Let's get one more question. Elizabeth says, hi, Dr. Cabral. Started day 1 of my heavy metal detox, hoping for great results. I've heard that a person cannot take phosphatidylserine for an extended period of time. I used to get a brand that was made from bovine, but I noticed that there is now a product made with sunflower. What is the difference, and can I take it for an extended period of time? I definitely notice a difference in recall when I take the supplement. Also, I'm considering an HBOT chamber. Does a less expensive chamber give the same amount of oxygen and benefits as a more expensive? I liken it to cars. All of them have 4 wheels and get you from point A to point B, whether a Kia or BM, maybe I guess supposed to say BMW, but one is better quality, more luxury. Is the chamber the same? Okay, yeah, great question. Let's go with the heavy metal detox. It's going to work for you. I know that. Let's go with the phosphatidylserine. So phosphatidylserine is in a product we use called Adrenal Soothe. That's the one I recommend. It's non-bovine, it's plant-based, and it can be used for extended periods of time. Who would need a product like this? Anybody with elevated levels of cortisol and high levels of stress. If you don't have elevated levels of cortisol, you don't need phosphatidylserine because that's what it does. It helps to lower that. And by the way, who's to say how long someone needs phosphatidylserine for? Phosphatidylserine is needed until you're able to lower cortisol levels and then just as needed. So Adrenal Soothe is typically used in our practice for 4 to 6 months. Then people retest, see cortisol levels come down, especially in the evening, because usually it's 1 at lunch, 2 at dinner, or just 2 at dinner. And then their sleep improves, and then they can wean off the product. And then they just have it as needed. So that's how good, nutritional supplements are used that are not your foundational support. Your daily foundational support's used every day. Specialty products are used as you need them. Okay, next up. HBOT, so hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. That's what it is, HBOT. So basically you're breathing in, not pure oxygen, but you're breathing in a lot of oxygen, higher concentration of oxygen. And yes, you are right. The higher quality HBOTs will do a better job of pressurizing the unit, and that pressure forces then the oxygen deeper into your body. That's the difference. I kind of gave that as just a wildly generalized association, but you know what I'm saying. And it is. So like red light machine, there is a red light machine that I love, and it's $77,000. I have not purchased the $77,000 red light machine because it's $77,000. So instead, I use my red light that I have inside my Thera 360 and some other devices for my specific red light. and I have a face one. And so that's what I use. But yes, the $77,000 red light is better than the other ones that I have. So hopefully this was helpful. All right, everybody, thanks so much for writing into the Cabral concept on these Cabral house calls each and every weekend. I'll be back tomorrow answering another 5 to 6 from the community. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.